Hey guys, so it's very nearly the end of the year. I really can't believe that. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking to you about my favourite films, TV shows and books of the year. Now, I am recording 3 videos today, so you're going to see this Christmas jumper quite a lot. But no, I don't wear it all the time, I promise. So this is going to, of course, be the final video of the year. You may be seeing it actually at the start of next year, who knows? So I hope you all had a wonderful Christmas if you celebrate a wonderful Christmas season. And if this is past New Year, I hope you had a lovely New Year as well. As you know, every month I do a wrap-up video. You will have hopefully just seen December's wrap-up video before this one, where I talk about all of the films, TV shows and books that I've watched/read during the month. This video at the end of the year is going to be a compilation of my favourites. But let's start with films. Now, as you know, I haven't actually watched that many films this year, and as such, I've only got 2 films to talk about. So one is a film that came out this year, and one is a film that absolutely did not come out this year. It came out in the 90s, I believe, but it's the first time I watched it this year. So we'll talk about the older film, and then we'll talk about the newer film. The Craft. So I watched The Craft for the first time this year, and although it had its flaws, it's a 90s film, you know, I'm watching it in 2025, I actually really enjoyed it, and I can see that being one of my go-to Halloween films every year. So The Craft is, of course, about a group of teenage girls who are witches, and I hate describing films because I don't want to spoil them, but I'm sure everybody knows what The Craft is by now, and I am way late to the game when it comes to The Craft. But I had to include it in my favourite films of the year because I did really enjoy it, and lots of people said that I would. You know, I love films like Practical Magic. I'm thinking off the top of my head now, but any of those sort of witchy 90s films, vampire films, that kind of thing, I love. So everybody said I love The Craft, and it just took a while to get there, but I did. So I had to include it in my favourite films of the year, even though, of course, it did not come out this year. The next one, however, did, and it's also quite magic related. Now You See Me, Now You Don't. The third film in the Now You See Me franchise. I absolutely loved Now You See Me. I will have just spoken about it in my December wrap-up, so I'm not going to talk about it too much. I thought it was a brilliant sequel. I really did. And again, I'm not going to talk about it too much because it's very new. So no spoilers here, but I will say that although there were a couple of plot points that I wasn't too happy with, overall, I thought they did a really good job. And hopefully, this isn't going to be a spoiler, so don't worry, but hopefully there is a setup for a 4th film. And they follow through with that, because sometimes films set up another film and they never go back to them. So hopefully there will be a 4th Now You See Me, but I absolutely loved Now You See Me 3. And again, I am being a little bit cagey because it's only just come out, so I don't want to spoil it too much. But unfortunately, that's it for films. Like I say, this year I've not watched many at all, which comes as no surprise to you. I'm not very good at watching films. Next year, however, I feel like that is about to change because the amount of films and TV shows coming out in 2026 that I have an interest in is insane. So let's now move on to TV shows, and there's not that many either. A lot of my year was spent doing rewatches because I needed that nostalgia and that comfort. So in terms of new TV shows, I've not actually watched that many. I can say, even though we haven't finished it, one of the TV shows on this list, again, did not come out this year, is Pokemon The Indigo League, so the original Pokemon TV show. And we've watched quite a lot, but we haven't finished it. We're not, I don't think we're close to finishing it. But I just wanted to go back and watch the Pokemon show because I'd never actually seen the original show. So that's why I'm including it in this list, because it is a new TV show for me. I'd never seen it, and I want to hopefully watch all of the Pokemon media up to now, which, you know, is a huge task. So we might talk about that a little bit more next year or this year, depending on when you're watching this. I would like to watch all of the Pokemon media if possible, and there's so much, so we'll see how I get on. But the Indigo League has made this list because I did enjoy what I watched of it. Now, obviously, I'm an adult watching a cartoon that was made for children, so, you know, I don't have that nostalgia factor that a lot of kids did when they watched this. So it's a little difficult to talk about at times, coming from the lens of, you know, I tried to watch it as if I was a child watching it for the first time, if that makes sense. So I don't want to be too critical or too harsh on it, but I did enjoy what I watched of it. And then there's only one more TV show as well, because like I say, a lot of my year has been rewatches, and that was Hazbin Hotel Season 2. So I am not really part of the Helliverse. I don't enjoy Helluva Boss that much, unfortunately. We've spoken about this before, but I do like Hazbin Hotel, and I did watch all of Season 2 this year. And I really, really enjoyed it. I thought it was a great addition from Season 1. I thought they did really, really well in Season 2, if not better. The songs are phenomenal. I love the songs in Hazbin Hotel. Gravity's my favourite. And it's hard to talk about Hazbin Hotel, to be honest. It's a very difficult one, particularly without giving spoilers. But I really enjoyed it. And ironically, both of my favourite TV shows are animated, which is quite interesting. I didn't realise that when I was making the list. So that's my favourite TV shows of the year. This is going to be a very short and sweet video, actually, because now we're going on to books. And I didn't read that much this year, unfortunately, and I'm hoping that that changes in 2026. I would very much like to read more. As you guys may or may not know, it was quite a hectic year. There's a lot that we couldn't talk about here on YouTube, but there was a lot of moving around, a lot of back and forthing, and then in August we settled into our new home. So it's been, a crazy year. So there's not been a lot of time to consume any media at all. So to only have one book on this list, I find quite disappointing, but it did come out this year. And even though I've read a few books, not that many, the only one I could put on this list as my favourite book of the year, again, did come out this year. Of course, it's Sunrise on the Reaping. I adored this, and I cannot wait for the film. I can't believe this came out this year. It feels like it came out last year, but it did come out this year. This is, of course, a Hunger Games prequel, and this is Haymitch Abernathy's games, and what a heart-wrenching book. I mean, the film's going to kill me off. It really, really is. I remember struggling to talk about this in the wrap-up when we discussed it, because it's so... gets me emotional. I love the Hunger Games franchise. I really, really do. And this book did not disappoint. And again, it's going to break my heart seeing this in the cinema. But this is a film that is coming out in 2026, I think November. So we are going to be talking about this again this year. But yes, of course, my favourite book of the year, to nobody's surprise, is Sunrise on the Reaping. And there we have it, quite a short wrap-up to a wrap-up at the end of the year, I suppose. That is my favourite films, TV shows and books of the year. Very, very small. So I am going to do my shameless plug. If you head over to my video gaming channel, Ember Games, we discussed my favourite video games of the year and my favourite video game purchases of the year, if you would like to check those out. But with that, that is it. This is potentially, like I say, the last video of this year, or it's the first video of next year. But I just want to say a huge thank you to everybody who has stuck with me this year. YouTube has really took a back burner, unfortunately. I have been focusing more on my gaming channel because that's where my passion lies at the moment. So this channel has really took a hit. And for anyone still watching who's still here, I appreciate you so, so much. And I am going to be focusing more on this channel in 2026. So please stick around. I know that I've said before that I'm going to make more videos and I haven't, but this year I'm really hoping to focus on more vlogs, actually going out and doing stuff, because we haven't done a lot of things this year because of our circumstances. So actually getting out there, vlogging, I've got lots of content planned, but you're just going to have to wait, I'm afraid. So hopefully you don't mind sticking around. But with that said, have a wonderful rest of the year if this is coming out in 2025. And hopefully the start of 2026 has been lovely for you as well. Bye-bye.